Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Xbox Alpha Podcast. I got my brothers in the building. I got my brother Other Zinc in the building, man. I got my brother DJ X Tuckmaster. I sent out a couple of invites to my other brothers. They might be busy today, but they might be able to come in. We'll have to see later, man. I sent one to Unlimited, Hebot, and T Reaper. So we'll see. If they get to come in later, that's cool. If not, we're gonna keep rocking on the podcast, man. Tuck wanted to do a podcast really bad. I don't give two fucks about the bias awards, but if they want to talk about it, it's cool. We're gonna talk about it, man. I didn't watch it. I didn't care because I already knew it was gonna happen. I already knew the outcome. I did say that I wanted Elden Ring to win, and it did. I did find that out. I'm so glad that God of Swords didn't win because it was winning every year. You know what I mean? And I think that dude knew that if it was to happen again, he was going to get some shit. You know what I mean? To show his ass how he's is going to be even more biased. You know what I mean? But my brothers are here, so I want to introduce. First up, Tuck, DJ Tuckmaster, man. Tell everybody where they can find you.
Hello, everybody. This is your boy DJ Tuckmaster 785, the original pony killer. And I can't stand Platoni, and I can't stand the pony. So let's go.
All right, man. And then I got my other brother. I'm glad Other Zinc is here, man. If Other Zinc can come on with us, he will. So I'm glad to have him here, man. He's our brother here on the Alpha Podcast and also on the Exile Podcast that we do. We got a special coming up. Unfortunately, I won't be there because I got something that I have to do. I'm not going to be at the Christmas podcast.
Damn.
But you guys rock out on there, man. I have to, go to a family party. You know what I mean? If I might tell E-Rock if he could just shoot the link to me and maybe I can come in for like a quick few minutes. But I'll be really busy. But I'll tell him to still shoot me a link. Maybe I'll come in and say what's up to everybody and talk for a couple minutes. I'll at least try to do that. But because I didn't want to miss it, I wanted to be there. But we have something to do with the family. You know what I mean? On that weekend coming up. So on that note, Other Zinc, man. Hey, man, tell the chat where they can find you.
You can find me in chats around the internet, man. I represent the chat. You can find me Exile, this show, Unlimited Truth, and 100 show every now and again.
Right, the Unlimited
and
Truth.
Day One podcast from 100. And but I like the chat. Chat is great people coming to chat.
What's up, Deploy? First one on deck. What's up, brother?
That's one of them.
Yeah, it's a good brother right there, man.
Mm-hmm.
I like him a lot, bro. He's a good dude, man. Good dude. All right, so hey, Tuck, you wanted to do this podcast, man. I was debating whether or not, to do it because I didn't really watch the award show, but you brought up something that caught my eyes, man. You talking about the FTC?
Yeah, I'm talking about the FTC with shenanigans and all that stuff. Trying to, they're gonna go in there trying to stop this merger between Activision and Call of Duty, and we all know it's not gonna work out because my boy, like we said, we know he's very biased. But Dustin, what's his name again? What's his last name?
Who?
What's his last name?
Destin Legary.
Destin McGarry came out today, early this morning, talking about the FTC and let me see, and talking about how the EU just destroyed their case against Microsoft getting Activision, which I'm not really sure how much is true, but because we all know how our government is. It might be, if they do not get it, something's definitely going on. The reason why they didn't get it. So I'm just gonna put that out there to you too. But Caffrey came up with some good points today, talked about the EU, where they said that Microsoft did not mislead them in saying any kind of things about dealing with not with the holding content, because Microsoft has done everything in their power to do what they want to do when they got the Xenomax and everything and all that stuff. They wanted to told them that Tokyo Ghost, what was the name of it? Ghost Rider
Tokyo and
Ghost Rider Tokyo
Deathloop.
and Deathloop was going to be exclusive on their system for a year, and it's still on their system today. And the thing that is just a year exclusive, so they did not lie about that. So this
Right.
right
They
here
allowed that game to be only on the PlayStation. And then
for a
people
year.
criticize Phil Spencer for that, saying they should have tore up the contract. Well, these are the reasons why you keep your word in big business, because it's always somebody after you. Go ahead, Tuck.
Right, right. But now, like you said, but now you got Nintendo. They give 10 years. They're gonna give Nintendo a 10-year deal, and they're gonna give Steam a 10-year. Valve and Steam a 10-year deal. So there's no reason why this thing should not go through. I mean, Valve and Steam came out and said that they didn't even need a signing agreement because they know what Microsoft is going to do. They're going to keep their word on whatever they're going to do. Sony is just, I mean, man, I don't even want to mention their name, but you know, man, I mean, they just so full of it. I mean, I just don't understand, you know, why they want to turn around and then they turned and did like a little rebuttal against Nintendo and talked about Nintendo stuff, and which they really can't say that much about Nintendo. Nintendo can do what they want to do. You don't own Nintendo. You just
Hey,
own
what
yourself, and that's it.
for even more clarity, Tuck, what they really threw Nintendo under the bus, and the FTC wanted to try and that's what they try and do in regulatory bodies. They try and separate the competition and try and make it one against the other. When, of course, we all know we don't play Nintendo that
Right.
much, but we know they're definitely a viable and a critical competitor in the video game industry.
Oh heck yeah!
And they tried to exclude Nintendo by saying they are not a high-end product, so to speak. Yeah, that's how they tried to
It's
break
just
that
like you
down.
said.
Yeah,
I
and they
sent you a
try.
link,
Now you
Unlimited.
broke it down.
I sent it to Facebook.
Yeah,
Like you need to.
yeah. Unlimited need to get his ass in
You
here, because
said,
this
I
is
mean,
some shit that in Unlimited pulls on people. He'll pull up and he'll show a picture of the exact quote.
and that's what. Hey, is the Unlimited coming in?
I sent you a link, Unlimited. I sent it through Facebook, brother. If you heard me, I sent it through Facebook already. I sent it just in case
And
you
I
can
want
make
him to show everything.
And you know something?
And I
I'm
know
glad you brought this up, Tuck, because just like Deploy 619 just said, uh, it's a scare tactic, is what Sony is trying to do. And like
right.
Sony's rebuttal to Microsoft saying, hey, we're going to give Nintendo a 10-year contract. Hey, we're going to give, and they haven't had Call of Duty in a long time. Then they turned around and said they were giving Valve a 10-year contract. They haven't had Call of Duty in a long time. And then Sony came back, and I forget the exact word. I don't want to ruin it, but they basically straight out, they said another word, but they said Microsoft is lying. Oh, that's what it was. He said is one wait, like 100 would say, it's smoke and mirrors is what Microsoft is doing by allowing 10-year contracts to two other entities, is what they were saying. So they're bitter, they're angry. It seemed like they have a few people on their side. And one thing I hate is politics.
yeah.
And one of my boys know it. Don't bring politics to my getaway arena. You know, don't do that. Now that's going to make me political, you know, because I'll vote against
And see,
whoever
I was
these
thinking,
people are.
and another thing what your boy said, Dustin said, he said the same thing. He said God of War, he said Call of Duty. I mean, he said, what is Sony talking about? He said Sony, he said Call of Duty haven't been on Nintendo since the 360 days. That's when they had the Wii U out, and it didn't do all that great. So
Yeah.
what is he talking about? I mean, these machines that we get now is more advanced than ever now.
hmm And you know, they'll be able to put it on there, but of course it's going to be a lower form with anything, you know. But it's still, you have the opportunity. And it's like people going
Yeah,
around saying Microsoft needs they need the PlayStation because they'll lose too much revenue. No, you could supplement
no,
that
they don't.
by putting it on the Nintendo, by putting it on the PC, and the mobile is eventually going to catch up and pass the console market and the PC market anyway. So, and then you have the microtransactions. And once you take Sony 70% away and get rid of their exclusive deals, they'll eventually fade and die in 10 years anyway.
Yeah.
And Adelzine, now let me ask you this though, okay? Is Nintendo working on a streaming deal? Are they
What
working
up,
on a
Vodka?
streaming service themselves?
Nintendo, I'm not. That's a good question, man. I don't follow them that much. So if I get information like that, it'll be from reading from another site or something. I don't even watch that Nintendo Direct stuff. I respect Nintendo. Nintendo pretty much saved video gaming when ColecoVision and Atari collapsed the market, and then uh, Nintendo came through with the NES, and then the Sega Master System came through and pretty much saved us all. But it's just you outgrow things, and it's like McDonald's. We outgrow McDonald's when McDonald's used to be my pregame meal in high school and in college sometimes.
Yeah.
But the older you get, you tend to partake in finer things. And I can't even eat a cheeseburger today you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, bro.
So, but I love McDonald's, and I know what they meant. McDonald's meant to really the world, um, especially their service, because it's been top notch since I've been in college. But this here, man, is Nintendo would supplement those funds easily, and so would the PC with Valve. And like you alluded to earlier, Tuck, when you said when Gabe came on, Gabe Newell from Valve, he said Microsoft doesn't have to sign anything with us. Their word is bond. Their word is good. When they say they're going to do something, they do it.
They're
You
gonna do
know.
it.
Yep. So that I seen too, brothers, on when I was on my laptop. I did see articles about that, talking about that. I just didn't read all into it, but I did see some stuff about them saying that they're filing a lawsuit and all this other shit, man.
And with that lawsuit, let me tell you about that. They didn't file the lawsuit with the feds. That would have been bad.
Yeah.
They would lose, but I think it would take longer time than I thought. Um, they filed it within themselves. And
Okay, yeah, that's what they said. Yeah, that's what I was listening to the video. They were saying that today.
yeah, they filed it with themselves, to see what angle they should go to
Yeah.
to sue them, to stop this deal. And it's totally stupid. They didn't do their they didn't do their due diligence, man. And like we were talking in the green room, it's like what the FTC was doing was actually copying from the kid next to them, right? Copying off of their paper. You
Yeah.
wanted to reference something from the CMA and the EU. You copied it wrong, you presented it wrong, and you presented it on an open forum to the public. You said that they said something that they did not say. Then the CMA corrected the FTC and said, hey, we didn't say that. And when you make a misstep like that,
Yeah. Yeah.
that kills consumer confidence, and
Yeah,
it
yeah.
kills your intelligence and your respect, because this is big time business. It's not a game. This is not a game. These are grown ass adults that have a business that means business. And that's $68.7 billion. And like Tuck Master was speaking earlier, you don't ruin your country. That's thousands of jobs lost in your nation. So they wouldn't have the funds to spend on their little leagues or the high school football team or the high school choir. You're taking discretionary income away from your land by doing something so damn foolish. When you do things like this, you cause your stock market to depreciate for a while by a few points. And it takes 1 point to lose a damn $1 billion. Ask Sony. Okay. And these are the foolish things that the FTC has done by making such an ignorant statement.
And I tell you another thing too, Activision came out and said, hey, they came out and talked about how in the heck, we talked about the employees and everything. The employees are going for
What's up,
it.
Lewis?
The different developers, they want it to happen. They want that merger to happen. The people who's working there, they want it to happen too, because ain't nobody gonna give them close to $70 billion. Ain't nobody gonna give that kind of money up.
Talk that shit, Tuck.
You can talk about the stock market and all that stuff if you want to.
Mhm.
That's a lot of money.
Talk that shit, Tuck. Hey, Tuck, listen. Like what you're saying now. They want a better working environment.
Right.
Microsoft is a legit, bona fide, known top 10 corporation in the world to work for, period. Activision wants that. Those employees, they were being mistreated. Their lawsuits are plentiful. Okay. And Microsoft steps in. Lena Khan, did you do any of that leg work? Your stupid ass. She just stupid, dude.
I don't think she did that.
And you know something, man, it's hard for me to say somebody that graduated from our most elite institutions in the world, but there are stupid doctors that are some of the smartest people in the world. They're stupid and they give bad information. Hey, this one doctor is he could get the death penalty because they found that this guy injected people illegally, and he killed, of course, illegally, and he's killed more, almost 40 people.
Damn.
Yeah. I mean,
Damn.
so the smartest people on the earth can be stupid, you know, and Lena Khan, she's just putting her ignorance on full display. And one of our YouTubers didn't like that we were very critical of Elizabeth Warren when she talked shit of several months ago. Now she reemerges again to solidify her ignorance. No, she's full of shit. And if Lena Khan was in my area, I'd vote for the first time and I'd vote against her. I don't give a fuck who was running. Okay. But you come fooling around in my industry, oh, I'm gonna go against you. But Tuck, you're right. You can't do things like that and hurt your community, especially by not doing your due diligence.
Amen on that. I'm gonna amen on that. Our brother.
There go the man out of Zinc. Unlimited.
What's our brother Unlimited is in the house, man. Let me let Unlimited introduce himself. What's up, Unlimited? Thank you for joining, man. I really appreciate you showing up, man, to the Alpha Podcast. What's up with you, man?
Oh, nothing much, man. What's up, Sega, man? What's up, Zinc? What's up, Tuck?
Chilling the most, man.
What's going on, man? How you doing?
I'm glad you showed up because I was gonna cuss Sega Man out. Of course, I wasn't gonna cuss him out, but I was gonna be mad at him a little bit. Here I'm over here saving lives, playing Gears to make the world safe out there, and he couldn't reach me on my phone because I'm paying attention to the game. He sent a message through Xbox Live, and I was like, "Oh yeah." He said, "Are you free?" I'm like, "Absolutely." I quit out of my game and I'm here, but I'm glad you're here, dude, because you spit the facts. Let's get them.
Yes, yeah. So our brother Unlimited is here, man. Hey, Unlimited, real quick, just a quick shout out to the chat, man. Hey, man, thanks everybody for coming, man. Our brother came in on deck first. Was Deploy, man, is in the building. Unlimited came and joined us, man. Doc Avok is here. You know what I'm saying? All in, my brother Sega Forever, man, with the Wrecking Crew podcast that we're all part of. You know what I mean? Lewis, thank you for coming in and joining us, man. Anthony, a new brother that's actually came in and joined us, man. Thank you guys for coming. On that note,
Anthony, hey, hold on. Let me before you get to Unlimited. Anthony is not new. That's Anthony Chipmunk. He's a friggin' dog out there, just like Shisno Elite, Dia, and the rest of the crew out there.
oh
But
yeah.
go ahead. Yeah, he's a real one.
What's up, Mr. Kima? What's up with you, man? What's going on, Mr. Kima? Man, he's always rocked out with all of us, man, on our podcasts, bro. Good dude out there, Mr. Kima, man. But Unlimited, man, yeah, we was just talking about. I didn't hear it Unlimited. You know, you guys usually kind of keep your brother Sega Man up to date because I work a lot. I don't really get out there in the streets. What's going on and what's in current events, and when it has to deal sometimes with our Xbox and different things like that. But I seen the FTC thing, man, and you know, Tuck was bringing up some really good stuff. So was Other Zinc. What do you think about them saying that? You know, I seen where it said that they filed a lawsuit and I guess they're going to try to sue Microsoft or whatever. Man, what's your thoughts on it?
My thoughts is that the FTC is going to lose this trial, and yeah, and here's something that people probably don't realize. Technically, Microsoft and Activision could still close the deal before they go to court in August. I think that's kind of important to note.
Yeah.
But listen, man. Once they go to court over it, they're going to see how flimsy the FTC's argument is, and it's going to be another win for big business. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you know, people like Elizabeth Warren and Bernie Sanders who knows absolutely nothing about the gaming industry and instead just sees Microsoft as this big bad tech company that needs to be stopped, are severely out of touch. And you know, once they see that this is all a farce, they'll go back to pandering to their voting base. And this, you know, and this is no shot at Democrats or Republicans or nothing like that. It just is what it is. You know, those are the two politicians I particularly saw commenting after the
Unlimited? Did you say Bernie Sanders?
Yeah, Bernie Sanders.
They only got one bill passed when he's the doggone senator, and that was just to get the mail people a raise. That's the only thing that he have done in his service.
Hey, but Tuckmaster, we don't want to talk politics because they full of shit, man.
Mhm.
What they gonna do what they want to do, but we talking about real shit, things that keep us out of the streets and keep us from killing stupid ass people. I'm in a race to get home every day, just
Speaking
to
of
get
stupid
out the
ass
path
people,
of idiots. Go ahead,
I'm
Unlimited.
talking about Bernie Sanders, man. Oh my lord. Oh my lord. An 83, an 84, 86-year-old man. Oh man, get into gaming. Man, please. I'd heard enough now.
yeah, and look, man, they don't know what they're talking about. It's just it's political posturing, basically. And I've said this time after time on the Exiled podcast that one of the reasons Microsoft been trying to rush this is because Democrats are in power and their whole thing is to stop big corporations and all that. When the Republicans are in power, this would have been a lot easier because they tend to be quote unquote pro business. So you know, this is just one of them things that if this merger wasn't happening in gaming, we wouldn't know the extent of stuff like this. But all this is normal. The deal's still going to pass. Technically, they could close the deal before they go to court and all this other stuff. But we'll see what happens. You know, it's nice. Yeah. It's nice to hear Microsoft say stuff like, "We try to choose the option of peace, but it looked like that ain't going to work." You know what I'm saying? You're it's nice to see Brad Smith out there calling out Sony on their nonsense. Hey, Sony, anytime you want, we can make a deal. You know what I'm saying?
So, call them out. Yeah. And see, this is why I like the chat, man. You know, Xbox All In. What I was trying to say earlier, he found the word I couldn't find at the time. Just because you're smart doesn't make you wise.
Right.
That is key, dude. You know, I know some very highly intelligent people that graduated from the second best pharmacy program in the world at Purdue University. And when it comes to strictly being intelligent, she's top notch. But some simple things where we would equate that to street smarts, it's like, hey, you didn't know that. You know, what were you thinking? You know, so that was a good point by Xbox All In.
Hey, Colin.
Hey, what's up?
Let me ask you this. Was it just a couple weeks over there in the EU, they needed Microsoft's help with something over there dealing with, because they're dealing with Amazon and Apple, dealing with the media.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. It's just off the top of my head, I can't put into words right now.
Yeah,
I
know about that too, but
what
yeah,
was
but
it?
I don't know enough. Go ahead, Unlimited.
Yeah, I know what Tuck is referring to,
Uh-huh.
Sega man. I just don't remember the specifics of it right
Okay.
now. Yeah.
Well, what's this guy's now? Correct me if I'm wrong, brothers, but I think I heard again that did Microsoft go to Sony a second time and try to offer him another 10-year deal? And I think because Nintendo, they're going to have the Call of Duty thing or whatever. But did they try to re-offer him that deal again? And he came out and said something again, saying like
That's what
Nintendo, they don't care about Nintendo. Nintendo don't matter. Is that what he said?
They said that Nintendo was for children, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's when Jim Ryan said that's Microsoft is using smoke and mirrors, and the stupid FTC it said that Nintendo isn't a high-end product
Wow.
like Sega, like Sony and the Microsoft console.
Really, bro?
Yeah,
yeah, man. Sony calling something smoke and mirrors is hilarious.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, hey Sony, wake me up when them ducks from that engine on the PS2 it comes
my
in real
goodness.
time.
Unlimited brought that up.
Wake me up when I get to play the real Killzone 2 game, not that shit that came out, not that BS y'all put out there.
That's good.
Mm-hmm.
Smoke and mirrors.
Hey, tell Barker, well, that's two things that he did. He helped the mailman and he helped Walmart employees get raises.
And here's one of the things also that I was saying. Deploy 619, it moved on me. They have no case against Microsoft. It's disgusting to see them support Sony over the customers, and not only to see them support Sony over the customers, it's to support Sony over your country. These are two American corporations that employ thousands here in this nation.
Yeah.
And you want to cut, they have potential job loss aplenty from this right here. So you want to hurt your economy for what? That is absolutely, it's offensive. It's very offensive.
That's
asinine, look, man. It's in the case of like Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren, this isn't necessarily about Japanese interests and none of that shit. It's what these political parties do, man. They jump on one side and follow it so extreme to its illogical extreme that now, since the Democrats are supposed to be quote unquote anti-big business and against big tech companies, they're gonna pretend to be against every single one. And you know what happened time after time, Zink? Every single one of them got approved. The Warner Brothers and Discovery deal went through. Disney picked up every classic IP there is that people grew up on, and someone Fox got gobbled up by Disney. Right now, Google is making some acquisition. I forgot with who off the top of my head. Right, that's gonna pass. So you know, for the UK though, that shit is supporting Sony, man. That shit is just like aggravatingly. How can you be this dense level supporting Sony? For the Americans, it's more about they don't know anything about gaming and they don't know what they're talking about. Bernie Sanders never held an Xbox controller in his life, man. So pretty much Tuck, man. Pretty much Tuck, man. This is the equivalent of if like if I went to Tuck's job and talk about the medical center and all that other stuff. I don't work in the medical field. What the hell do I know? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right. Stay in your lane. Yeah. And if you're not going to stay in your lane, I'm not saying they're stupid. Do your due diligence and do your research. That's how we progress through life anyway. You do your research in what you're interested in, and you go from there. They wanted to do their research off of what someone else said. The one who said it best was the Brazilian regulators. Mm-hmm. They hit all of the key points. It was like somebody with super sense, like our great economist we had back in the day, Alan Greenspan.
Right.
I mean, he was so good at his job. I'm like, damn, when this dude died, get out of here. What are we gonna do? You know? So it did seem like that the Brazilian people, they should be over here running the FTC.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, right.
I'll put like this. I'm gonna put like this. Out of the and Unlimited. Let me tell you right now how dumb Bernie Sanders really is. You remember when he was running? You remember when he was running? The first thing he said, he wanted to have free schooling for everybody. Dude, this is America, Jack. That ain't gonna happen. That wasn't gonna happen, and everybody know that wasn't gonna happen. He wanted free schooling for everybody. Man, please. He is dumb as they get. That old man, he's dumb as they get. So, now we're gonna get back to this. That's all I had to say about that.
Yeah, hey, let me respond to Daya's question here. She
I was
said,
gonna say that. Go ahead.
She said, I'm concerned for the gaming market. If government agencies are willing to destroy competition to this degree, then what does that mean for the future of gaming? I'm gonna tell you what, Daya, the future of gaming is gonna be fine. Let's put a positive thing, let things play out. Listen, if I'm predicting the court case is gonna go in Microsoft's favor, the deal's gonna go through, and the world's gonna keep on moving. Unfortunately, as had said, Sony stalling this as long as they can. That tactic seems to be kind of working, and it doesn't help that the political party here in the States right now are the ones who notoriously aren't business friendly. And if you don't think that matters, look at all the businesses that has left the state of California in the last number of years.
That's true.
It's in the hundreds now because that state is notoriously not business friendly. Meanwhile, Arizona, Florida, and Texas specifically just welcome them with open arms and gives them every damn tax benefit it is. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so stuff like that. But overall, the future gaming is going to be fine. Game Pass still exists, Daya. And Game Pass ain't going nowhere. Yep. I don't, and I'm going to be real with you, Daya. The U.S. government are incompetent morons. So at the end of the day, this country, look, man, I love America, but let's not sit here and pretend this government are the smartest people in the room. Basically, man,
correct.
You know what I'm saying? So everything's gonna be fine. Don't worry. Just let them basically run their mouths right now. Lena, what's her name?
Khan. Lena Khan.
Lena Khan has lost every
Khan.
That's right. Lena Khan has lost every court case she had. I was reading, and I doubt this is going to be the one she finally wins. Not when pretty much everybody on the market, who was saying stuff like the FTC's arguments here are weak and all this other stuff. Mm-hmm. And it was crazy. Tuck sent me a link of CNBC talking about it. They were more informed than all YouTubers and gamers I've seen. They actually knew their stuff, and I was like, dang. So I know dang well people at CNBC ain't playing Call of Duty when they get off the news chair, but yet they sounded knowledgeable about everything. They actually had their facts right, Zink, and I was like, okay,
I need that too. I got to see that also.
I mean, they had a chart. They had a chart showing the gaming, Activision, all of them. I said, yeah, let me go ahead and send this to Colin right now so he can see this.
Yeah,
because they showed everything. I mean, actually, Sony is just actually trying to keep Nintendo out of this. Mm-hmm. They were trying to make it out of Microsoft and Sony, and they not even thinking about Nintendo.
Mm-hmm. And then I want to jump back on Unlimited and Dia, and one of the reasons is both government bodies wanted gaming to be lobbyists. They wanted them to donate money to their campaigns, and they weren't doing it. And that's one of the things that offended them, But I do not like politics because they never can agree on what's right.
Right.
And they always, if you're supposed to put money towards this, then okay, but I want you to put this in there with this bill too. I'm like, what? I'm like, see, when you're doing smoky shit like that, dude, I'm out. So when y'all talk about politics, I honestly don't know what the fuck y'all talking about because I disassociated myself with all of that rhetoric, dude, because no one is on the same page. So if you're not on the same page, you can't make shit work. You know,
Yeah.
the only time they're going to come together if somebody wage war against us, and then you in trouble.
Right.
But as far as doing the right things for schools and tax breaks, et cetera, and for for various things that we need for our children, they're not on the same page. So I
Mhm.
play games, and now you fucking with my games, Elizabeth Warren and Bernie Sanders. So now I'm pissed.
Hey, look, I don't blame you, man.
I don't
'Cause-
blame you either, man, dude.
yeah, I'm ready for this stuff to end, man. I've been ready for this stuff to end months ago.
Yeah.
And you know, uh, but it is what it is. You know, I still can't see the situation where Microsoft don't get this done. And hey, and on the slim chance they though, just go scorched earth. Everybody has told Microsoft that Sony's quote unquote way of doing business is the quote unquote right way. So if this don't plan out, Microsoft just buy everything as an Xbox exclusive.
And you know what? I always said that this deal is 100% going to go through. And it wasn't because of Call of Duty. It wasn't because of Candy Crush. It was because they were saving a corporation. It was a bunch of lawsuits and they were going to make this a better place.
Yeah.
And Microsoft was being fair about it. I still say it that, but the only concern I had was if Microsoft was going to follow through and continue to attack the FTC. And if they continue to attack the FTC, it's going to close maybe 3 months later than June, which is what I expected. But that's why, and people said Microsoft were blindsided by this. No, they weren't. That's why Phil said it'll take about a year and a half.
Yeah.
Because he knows the bullshit. And Sony, this is what I like most. It's like I was telling Unlimited, you didn't hear this. We were in the green room talking. And it's not that I hate Sony. I love video games first. I do prefer Xbox, but Sony is full of shit. And I found that out, like I said before, 30 years ago in college. And now you guys are getting a chance to see the real Sony. The Sony that I saw information that we were privy to because we were in the college business and we could see these different things that were going on within big corporations. Now through court documentation starting in Brazil, you guys are getting to a chance to see the real piece of shit that Sony actually is. And I would just like to say to Jim Ryan, Sega Corporation says hi, you son of a bitches.
Yeah, man. Hey, you know what? For years, guys, you know, they've been very anti-consumer. And when it came to stuff like if you with your PlayStation 3, that's why a lot of people don't use their their banking cards in there anymore. They gave you problems with that when you would tell them something happened. You know what I mean? There was people that threatened to sue them. You know what I mean? And
they would delete their account.
Yeah.
I remember last year where the Amazing Lucas tried to get a return on Returnal, and Sony was like, "Nope, we ain't having that."
Yeah.
And here I am last year. Last year when Madden came out last year, I didn't like the way that Madden played. Hey, I'll call Microsoft. Microsoft reimbursed my money. They said it's gonna take like 24 hours. It happened that day. That day, the money was already on my account again.
Hey man, that's customer service, Tuckmaster. And that's where I pledge my allegiance to. I know LG is the #1 TV around here. And then it varies who's second. And most of us say Samsung, but I chose to get a Samsung TV because of the service they provided me when I was going through a divorce, had no money, and my TV started showing these dead pixels. 3 years out of warranty. And I'm like, damn, my TV going bad. I don't have money for this shit right now. So I called Samsung to see what the problem was. And the lady said, I'm going to send a technician out there. I was like, no. I can't afford a technician right now. She said, no, that shouldn't have happened. I'm sending a technician out there, and all you have to do is sign a sheet of paper. I watched this dude work on my TV for 5.5 hours, literally. He took it apart and put this square inch chip in there and said, "Here, sign here." I signed there. I was like, "That's it." He said, "That's it." Saved
Man,
my black ass.
talk
Okay,
about
so
service, my G.
yeah,
Man,
so of course I bought a Samsung TV. I'll never not buy a Samsung TV ever again just because customer service. Let's get back to this chat. Louis
I'm
Frag.
gonna give another good example, Adam Zink. I had experience with a Samsung years ago. It was like a year out of warranty. Hey, I
Mhm.
called Samsung. They came out to my house. You know what? They couldn't fix it. You know what? They gave me a brand new TV.
That's
What can you
Samsung.
say?
Let's go to I think it was yeah, Louis Frag.
which one is
Louis
it, Zink? Which one is it?
Louis Frag, he said here, Lena Khan better
Oh,
start
okay.
planning an exit route. And we call that an exit strategy. And soon as that, and you remember, we were on, I think, I forget, I don't know whose show we were on, but I said, I'm not going to say anything bad about Lena Khan or, say what she should or shouldn't do or be critical of her because I haven't heard her speak because I don't trust what any journalist says. Now I've heard what she had to say. And yes, she should plan an exit strategy. She's going to be out of here.
Yeah,
Waste
yeah. Hey,
all that money.
Microsoft lawyers, they're a different breed than your local lawyer you hear on the radio. Call 1-800, get your ass out of jail. That ain't those type of lawyers at Microsoft.
And here's Xbox All In. It's not that I don't hate Sony. No, we're holding hands. Pause. But no, I hate Sony, dude. I look forward, like I told you, my boy Ramo, he'll call me early in the morning. He's like, "Hey, is Sony out of business yet?" I was like, "Man, unfortunately, no, they still alive and kicking. I can't wait for them to get the fuck out of here."
Yeah, that needs to hurry up, man. If one look, if one game is that detrimental to their console, it's a terrible console anyway.
Mhm.
But their business practices have been proven to be a joke. The way that they do, look, I've been saying all year they're clearly a terribly run business. Because if they were the market, as Zink said, if they're the market leader for 20 years, where's all that money gone to? Microsoft has had their pocketbooks open for 5 years, and they got 2 publishers and like 30 different studios, right? Including
Mhm.
saving studios like Double Fine. That's the reason why Psychonauts 2 was
Yes.
brilliant. A Ninja Theory, that's what Hellblade 2 is going to blow everybody's mind. And Exile. Arguably the best
hell
RPG
yeah.
maker out there, Obsidian. So
Hell yeah.
Microsoft, Microsoft has had the unlimited checkbook, Zink, for less than half a decade. and they already did more than Sony has in 20 years of quote unquote dominance. That's pretty terrible to me.
Hey, Limited. What I'm hearing is that this is what I'm hearing. They say Sony's still taking hits from the PS3.
Oh yeah,
They
that
still
PS3.
losing money because of the PS3.
Of course they are.
Yeah,
You remember that cell processor was going to be launching space shuttles and shit.
That cell processor was supposed to be like a multi-decade thing for them.
Yep.
Barely lasted one generation.
Mhm.
And let's not forget too. I mean, look, this holiday season, I think Xbox doing pretty well. The Series X outsold everything. You know what I mean?
Hey man, I'm gonna say this again. Like I tell Hebot, Hebot I said this before. I say, "Hey Hebot," and I said, "Hey Unlimited, your audience changes every 20 seconds in radio. I don't know what the ratio is for podcasts, but dude, these things are incredible. I really, really like what's going on. And like I said in another show this week, hey man, Sony is selling the PS4 right now.
Yeah.
A brand new PS4 at Walmart will cost you $339 with Call of Duty.
Are you serious?
Wow.
I cannot make this shit up, dog.
Wow, bro.
Hey man, I saw this shit, and
crazy, bro.
none of these podcasters are talking about this shit. And here we are, we trying to tell people what Sony said. This is not what Unlimited Production, Sega Man, and Tuckmaster said. This is what Sony said. We are supporting the PlayStation 4 till 2026.
Damn.
They're
He's right.
selling a brand new 2013 Sony PlayStation 4 that's not better than the Xbox Series X, never had a 1080p 60 frames per second lock game, brand new in the year 2022 for $339 with Call of Duty.
Hey, Zinc, man, it's not even better than the Xbox One X.
No. Well, we know it's not better than that. I dropped down to the original Xbox One because remember in 2013, Forza Motorsport 5 launched at 1080p, 60 frames per second, and the vaunted Drive Club launched at 1080p, 30 frames per second.
Yep.
Now all of a sudden, people want 60 frames per second when we were doing that shit 9 years ago.
Right. Always ahead of the game.
Yeah, they
Always
thought we
ahead of the
forgot
game.
this shit. They lucky he about not walking around up in here.
Hey, yo,
Should
yo,
be
the
worse.
other day I saw Zink talk about how he couldn't play, he couldn't finish Forza Horizon 3 after
Yep.
Motorsport 7 came out. I'm
Mhm.
like, yeah, I feel you, man, because seven was my favorite racing
It's
game
a
of all that
beautiful
generation.
game. I love that game,
Yep.
Unlimited.
Yeah,
It's a
that game was
beautiful game.
spectacular. And,
Yep.
and listen, I still remember, man, it was the first game I played when I bought the Xbox One X. And
Mhm.
I put that bad boy in my console. I was like, oh my goodness, I was addicted to that game for a minute.
My
Zane.
favorite board on there, Unlimited, for
Mhm.
for Forza 7 is Dubai. I love
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, it's
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah.
And seeing like Unlimited is talking at Unlimited. I completed the entire game. I finished every
Nice.
single race. I got
Nice.
every single championship,
Nice.
every single one.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
and that game, and people say, how could they launch the Xbox One X without a game to show how good it is? That's when Forza
Oh, I remember that
Motorsport
shit.
7 released it was the
I
first
remember
native 4K,
Mhm.
60 frames per second, HDR10 game,
Yep.
period.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now, let me ask you this, fellas. Now, this is hard to believe, okay? Now, we talk about Sony, what they both be the market leaders, okay? Now, the only thing about this is this. Now, so they supposed to be the market leaders, and that's what people say, which we all know that's a damn lie right now. Why haven't they worked on any other shooter? Besides, I mean, the only one that they got is Call of Duty that I know of.
I apologize, Tuck. I
They
missed
supposed to be
what
market leaders,
Tuck.
and they would be having all this stuff out.
Hey Tuck, what did you say doesn't work on any other shooter? I missed that part. What did you say?
He asked why Sony hasn't made another shooter.
Oh my
Because
goodness, don't get
Killzone
me started
failed,
with that.
SOCOM failed, Haze
Haze.
failed,
What's
Mag,
another one?
Mag
What's another
failed.
one? Yeah.
I mean, but they got them
Resistance.
they got them Silcom games.
But forget SOCOM.
Yeah, let me answer your question, Tuck. And I'm going to use the best resource possible to answer your question. Sony themselves. We can't compete with Call of Duty, so that tells me they just flat out can't do it.
Yeah.
Well, that's the hey. You know
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
That's how you answer a question right there. A simple like somebody in the chat. Hey, Deploy619 said PS3 was a terrible console.
Yeah,
Let
it
me
was.
validate.
It was.
Let me
It
validate
was.
that. Let me validate that.
It really was.
We played Rainbow Six.
Mhm.
Okay, man, I love that game so much. I beat it on realistic with the pistol, with the Desert Eagle. The only use the Desert Eagle, and I beat that game. Now it took forever, but I loved it. So anyway, let's get back to Deploy here and his perfect short comment. PS3 was a terrible console. Rainbow Six, it was campaign co-op on the Xbox.
Mhm.
They could not make that game campaign co-op on the PS3. They couldn't do it. And it came out like 2 years later, and they could not make the game campaign co-op. That's how piece of shit that PS3 was. To solidify what Deploy was saying.
Man, the multiplayer ran so bad on the PS3. Skyrim,
Mhm.
the reason why people try to say Bethesda's bugged Bethesda because the PS3 ran all them Bethesda games like crap.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because the
and they don't
PS3
want to.
was hard to develop for too.
It was so hard to develop for. Sony couldn't show us how it was supposed to be made themselves. Now they made Killzone look great. It did look good, but it couldn't do anything. And Gears was right next to it, and it was campaign co-op doing all of these things, and Killzone couldn't do a damn thing.
Nope.
Sony, whenever Sony try to do multiplayer games, it always fails. I remember Lair, that garbage that came out when the years, like 2007, and they try to hype that mess up. You the moment you saw it playing, you knew that game was dead on arrival.
Now, what's that one game, Unlimited, that they had, and you know this too, Zink, probably. And now, because we have Hellblade now, the company they made, was it called Heavenly Sword or?
Yeah, it's Heavenly Sword.
Was that a good game that was on PS3?
Yeah, that was one of their rare good games. I liked Heavenly Sword. You know, you played as Mirako in that game.
Yeah.
The game reminded me. I'm trying to think. It reminded me of some other game too that came out fairly recently. You know, it kind of reminded me. It's like a less dark gothic version of this game, Solstice, man. Because Mirko has a sister, and now her sister in that game, you know, she was kind of special ed, if you will.
Yeah.
So, but you know, I remember playing it, and I remember thinking it was like one of the few PlayStation 3 games I actually liked. Because again, that was the last generation where I bought all 3 consoles, and because I was never playing the PS3 or 360, but that one Heavenly Sword was all right. It wasn't too bad. Plus I like them type of hack and slash games. It's just a shame that Sony got so stuck up their ass that generation that they killed pretty much any interest I had after that.
And plus, now that they're under our umbrella now, we could possibly see a sequel to that game on our console.
Yeah.
You know?
Hey man, you know what? I wanted to this statement rather by Louis Frag. I wanted to talk about something else if we could.
Yeah,
and
brother, go ahead.
I wanted because I know Unlimited saw enough, but I wanted to hear Unlimited about this. But Louis Frag said up here, he said 2023 is going to be apocalyptic for Sony. Game Pass is going to demolish them slowly, but with so many games, it's insane. And 2023 is going to be insane.
Oh, yeah.
And that leads me to where I caught up with Unlimited and I said, hey, man, did you see how everybody is destroying Xbox this week? You know, for little stupid things, especially that award show, talking all this shit.
Yeah, I couldn't be. Look, I gotta be honest with you, Zink. I couldn't be bothered to care. Like, how can I get mad at a award show I didn't watch? You know what I'm saying?
Me too. Mm-hmm.
Thursday, I was playing Tiny Tina's Wonderland and watching the Raiders choke. All right, that award show was not on my mind at all.
Yeah, I was drugged to a black tie event. I missed it. I was going to listen to Grown Women Gaming while they did it. I was going to listen to them, but I was at some damn banquet anyway.
Yeah.
Missed the whole thing.
And you know what, Zink? I found it so funny. Listen. Hey, but listen to this, Tuck. People were acting like I kid you not. Listen, Zink. I saw this. I saw people saying stuff like this, and I just logged off for the day yesterday because I'm like, okay, I'm not dealing with this on my Friday. I saw people say, "Oh, how can Microsoft not show anything on the biggest gaming event of the year?" I'm like,
I seen that. I seen that Unlimited.
Is it June?
No.
Because last I checked, the biggest gaming event of the year takes place every summer.
Right.
It's why this summer alone, Microsoft showed 30 games that's all hitting Game Pass between then and next June.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it's kind of funny, Zink, how people just be so reactionary and somehow has short-term memory all of a sudden to where are we really going to sit here and pretend that award show is the end all be all? Listen, I don't need to watch these award shows to know how shit went. God of War won every award, and then Elden Ring won Game of the Year, which makes no sense because if you're Zink, if you're Game of the Year, how do you not win other other categories you're in. You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
But but I don't run
Right.
this dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? And I don't care because I never cared. I haven't watched an award show in like a decade. So the fact that Xbox fans got all pissy and moan,
Oh my
Aaron
goodness.
Greenberg's like, guys, calm down. We're gonna show stuff. You know what I'm saying? And then like the Xbox community, and this is the one thing I don't like about them things, that they're so damn reactionary.
Stop being
everything.
weak.
Yeah, man. It's like Xbox fans are like the least likely, unfortunately, to just stand behind Xbox and be like, look, and just tell, why can't these Xbox fans just ever just say shit, just don't care or call out, or stop falling for the narrative every time. Do you really? Does it really make your life better if a Xbox game won Game of the Year? Seriously, what difference would that do to the game? Would it make you like it more? No, nobody gives a damn. And yet, Zink yesterday, they all again lost their mind after losing their mind on Monday over price increase that I called 2 years ago. You know what I'm saying? I called that 2 years ago, and so I really wasn't upset.
But that's two things. I'm glad you said that. Keep going, dude, because that was the first thing I called you on, and then this award show was just a bonus. But go ahead, Unlimited. You might as well get them both.
Get them both. Get them both, Unlimited.
Of course, man. Of course, because the Xbox community. Look, man, I don't get how the Xbox community falls for.
Here, let me stop you, and then you get your flow going, because one of Boomstick, he really went off on, and his whole show went off on $10 games. But go ahead, we'll talk about it. Go ahead and blow it up.
Yeah, and again, that's why I say reactionary. It doesn't take Nostradamus to know where gaming was going. All right, the last time we had a price increase was in 2005 with the Xbox 360 generation. All right, that was 17 years ago, and the fact that Microsoft for 17 years did not increase the price of the games, and being the last publisher to increase games. And here's another fact, Zink. Microsoft are the only major publisher who didn't do garbage like sell you $60 and $70 game of the same game. You know what I'm saying? They're the only ones who didn't do that. Yeah,
right.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to sit here, Zink, and let people who paid $70 for The Last of Us remake sit here and tell me to be upset over a price increase that barely affects me, because there's a service these games come on day one anyway called what is it? Oh, that's right, Xbox Game Pass.
Oh, Welfare Pass. Yeah.
Hey man, if it's Welfare Pass, then sign me up, man. Give me an EBT card and everything. Because look, man, this stuff, this is too good to me. You know what I'm saying? I was able to get Gotham Knights in October, the same week it released as A Plague's Tale, thanks to Game Pass.
Hey, let me help you out one more time with Game Pass. Not only could you get the new games for free, if you wanted to buy it, you'll buy it at a discount because you have Game Pass.
Bingo, 20%. Every game on Game Pass is a 20% discount, by the way, and that's why E-Rock is spot on when he says, if they want to be sleep, let them be sleep. But the Xbox community, man, they gotta do better than this, man. And as you see what I have on screen, I said that 2 years ago, September 2020. All right, I said it, man. I think cross-gen games that support the smart delivery will be $60. Next-gen only games will be $70. That's my prediction. If there's no price increase, I'd be surprised. I said it then. So why the hell, Zink, would I get mad in 2022 when it finally happened? When I saw it coming, you know what I'm saying?
And not only that, well, you're an accountant, so you don't get credit for being smart because you knew that shit was coming. And not only did you say that in 2020, you also correctly said, let's go back to the quote. You said, next gen only games will be 70. We're not talking about bullshit like Returnal. No. We're not talking about the 17th iteration of Ratchet and Clank that's $70. We're talking about RDNA 2 Xbox Series X and S only games that will be $70.
Right.
Okay.
Hey, yeah, exactly. And for some reason that context doesn't matter. And then another people who I gotta call out are the PC dudes, Alex and I think it's Tenga, right? I'm not again the same way I'm not listening to Sony dudes who dropped $70 on the game they paid for the third generation in a row. I'm not going to listen to people who pirate games and then anytime you call them out on pirating, they get all high and mighty. Well, I mean, if devs release complete games, I wouldn't pirate. No, come on, man. Don't sit there and lie in my face like that. You know what I'm saying? Don't spit in my face and tell me it's raining. You know, you guys. So I'm not gonna listen to guys who pirate games or spend money on shit. You know that said, oh, I gladly pay $70 for games. You don't say that for 2 years and then tell me to be mad over something. And then here's the last thing. Hey, everybody. Game, you don't have to. You do know you don't have to buy these games at $70, right? Not even if you don't have Game Pass. There's something called sales that happen all the time. You could wait till the holiday. You could go on eBay. So there are millions and millions and millions of options with the $70 game. But let's be mad. Let's be mad in the moment over something that was going to happen regardless. Come on now. That's not how unlimited works. Zing.
Right,
Hey,
and then you provide.
Hey, Unlimited, man, there's ways you can buy it too. That we have a service that nobody else offers. You can use your Microsoft Reward points.
Oh,
you can
that's
go
right.
on, get your points up, and you can buy Microsoft money that way, and you can buy the game. You don't even have to use your own money out of your pocket. All you got to do is do a couple clicks on Bing, whatever you got to do, boom, boom, boom. There's your fucking game, bruh.
And not only that, if you really want to be slick and circumvent the cap, just get Game Pass for a month or for $10 or $15, and you could play the game for a month and be done with it.
Right.
Yeah.
If that's what you want to do, along with 300 or 400 other games. And then you're going to slip up and get some games for free in there that you can keep, you know, if you want to do it that way. And just drop Game Pass. Costs you $15 to play over 300 games.
And look at Daya's comment, man. She was absolutely spot on, man. She don't care about the $70 increase.
Yeah.
Got Game Pass, 20% discount on Game Pass, Microsoft Rewards. All first-party games are there forever. Yeah, that's a great point. I almost forgot to mention all first-party games never
That's what
leave
I
Game
meant.
Pass.
Yeah.
You know, and not all games are AAA, so cost varies. Yeah, exactly, Daya. You're absolutely right. You know, and again, I'm never going to be the reactionary. Yeah, I'm never going to be the reactionary type Daya that sits there and get mad anytime something happens. No, I like to get I see something, get the facts straight, and then form my opinion after I know something about it. You know, other than that, I come off like a jackass, like everybody else who wants to pretend to be mad at this stuff. And again, how the hell is people like Dreamcast guy who again never talks about Dreamcast? How the hell is he going to make videos about this price increase when he literally said earlier this year, I'm such a whore for paying $70 for the Last of Us remake?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, so how you going to sit there and tell me this is terrible?
And that's where I come in at. You're going to pay $70 for a Last of Us remake that they cut the multiplayer out. Okay, at least with Microsoft games, there's going to be several things you can do. Like Forza will be $70. Multiple ways to play this game. Okay, I don't know how Redfall and the other game is going to be Starfield, but Redfall is supposed to be, I think, 3-player campaign co-op.
Yeah.
So don't let them throw a multiplayer in there. But one thing I won't do, I'm not going to be excited about playing a one-dimensional game that has one mode and it's linear. You can't get $70 for me like that, like God of War is. It's linear, it's one mode, and it's a PS4 game. So every time you replay it, you just playing the same game. You could play Halo multiple ways. Go ahead, Tucker.
And I think my point exactly what I always have said. Ain't nowhere in the hell I'm be paying $70 for a goddamn single player game that all I'm gonna do is play what for myself, for my taste, I'm only gonna play one damn time. Because ain't no sense me playing that again. Because like I said, like you said, Gears of War, multiplayer, single player, you can play with your friends, co-op and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So that's
Ford,
a good
Escape.
value for $70.
Mhm.
I mean, but I always have said that, and I always have told people at my job, I ain't paying no damn $70 for no damn single player game. Now,
Yeah,
if it comes on a discount, I might pay for it.
I mean, I gotta be a big discount too.
Shit,
yeah,
and like you say, it gotta be a big ass discount.
right.
Man, so
And
I
like
just tell I'm not
Deploy
buying
619,
that much.
Deploy 619 ain't shit. He caught me in a lie. Because Redfall is 4-player co-op, not 3-player, like I
Ford.
said.
Okay.
You
Okay.
know, and the thing is, man, and like what's that dude, New Legal? He want everybody to call people out, and we'll call somebody out. Let's go ahead and call out some of these jokers. Like,
Go
well,
ahead.
of
Go
course
ahead.
we know BitCloud is some bullshit,
Yeah.
but what I watch Boom Show every now and again, but what pisses me off is when something controversial happens in the Xbox community, and hear this bullshit ass BitCloud come on a supposed Xbox show talking all this shit, and nobody checks him. Nobody checked this dude, and he talked all this shit. It was 2 people that came on that show that didn't go off on Xbox. Fuzzy didn't go off, and this one new dude I never saw. But everybody else wanted to set Microsoft on fire. You know, and
And it's funny.
BitCloud. Go ahead.
Oh no, and it's funny in the year where Sony literally raises the price of their console, not just games, console. People want me to be upset over games increase that I saw coming anyway.
Yeah.
It just makes no sense.
Dude, you raised the price of the console, and this is how what did our guy say? Called Lena Khan, said that they don't have good sense or whatever they said. But anyway, Lena Khan didn't realize that consoles go down in price because they become cheaper to manufacture.
Bingo.
Sony, they made it cheaper to manufacture and then raised the price of it. But they don't do their due diligence. So you raise the cost of your console after lowering your production cost of the console. And then people say, well, they didn't do it here. Yes, they did, because you cannot buy a PlayStation 5 without God of War. You cannot do it. This shit was at Best Buy yesterday. They had like 10 of them. Every single one of them had God of War in it.
Man.
And,
So yeah, but and
Zink,
go ahead.
Man, you know what? Like Unlimited did, like he did that, talking about the price raise. I don't know why people in their right mind don't think that the price of these fucking games wasn't going to go up. Look how long it's been $60, man.
17 years.
Yeah.
And not only that, Microsoft, the Xbox division, not only that, the Xbox division is the only company in this country that didn't raise their prices for 2 years. They're the only one. I mean, even the dollar store went up to $1.35 or $1.25.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So, but Microsoft don't raise the prices for 2 years, and you you just start all of this bitching, and you call them $1 trillion company, and you say they should eat the cost. No, dude, that's not how business work. And you know what? They could constantly give. They're $1 trillion company, yet they constantly giving back to us. Okay, they didn't have to put all of their games free into Game Pass that they spent over $500 million for, like Halo Infinite. They didn't have to put that shit in Game Pass. That was expensive as hell to make.
Hey, Zink. Let Tuck's dog talk. He seems to want to get in on that.
He does. But you provide goods and services to your consumers like that, and you guys complain. That's absurd, dude. And like this award show, that burned me up later on that night and the next day to hear so many people complain when Microsoft was literally at every show for the last 3 years.
Thank you.
Sony didn't come to no more E3s. Microsoft don't make a major appearance one time, and you bitch like that?
Hey,
Go ahead, Unlimited.
Zink, dog? I've been saying it for 2 years. Zink, Xbox is held to high standards. Sony's held to low standards. Nintendo's held to no standards.
Correct.
And Sony literally lied a couple years ago, saying we're going to do hundreds of shows.
Hundreds of shows.
Hasn't done a thing since. And yet everybody, nobody has a word to say, right? Xbox is the only one that gave us during the height of the pandemic. Xbox was the only one to give us a show that summer. Yeah, that's where they revealed all them games that people pretend don't exist.
Mm-hmm.
They're the only ones who did anything this summer. When E3 was canceled or whatever the hell happened, they took over the Summer Games and were the only ones who people talked about. And it's like, but 2022 was a bad year. No, it wasn't. 2022 wasn't a bad year.
Nope.
Oh, so some games got delayed. Oh, boo hoo. I look at my backlog right now. This year, not even close to a bad year. Oh, but exclusives. So we got plenty of exclusives. Yep. High on Life is coming out just next week. Are you going to play it?
I just pre-downloaded Atomic Heart.
Let's talk about how you sustain your company when you delay products. Sometimes products cannot be delayed because we don't have the funds to back that up. Here's how they backed up their funds. Now, let's get this straight. Horizon Forbidden Entertainment was DLC. Gran Turismo 7 was DLC from Gran Turismo Sport in 2017.
Mm-hmm.
God of War is DLC from PS4 in 2018. So now that's what they had that was so big. Oh, and of course, The Last of Us is 11-year-old remake of a remaster of a remake. That game was made 4 times.
9 years is less than a decade, I think.
Right. So you have that game. Those are your 4 top games. So Microsoft does this. They release consistent content from, whether they liked it or not, for Halo Infinite. They release consistent content for Forza Horizon 7. They release consistent content, not for Forza Horizon 5, including Hot Wheels. Then they release content all year for Flight Simulator.
Yeah.
They released Grounded. Sea of Thieves released Season 8 and other content that's just ongoing. And this is what I keep telling people. This is how you build your business. They keep making money every day. Yep. Those games I just told you. And I purposely left games out. I just left it right there. Okay. So you have all of this. All of this is constant money coming in. Mm-hmm. That's how you sustain a corporation when you're waiting to revamp products that were made for the PS4, the PS5, the Xbox One, and those old consoles. Now you take in the Xbox, Jason Ronald, that created the Xbox Series X, and his team said, we're going to help Starfield be the best it can be. That's what Todd Howard spoke about in an almost 3-hour interview, but YouTubers don't want to pick up on that specific fact that he stated. Okay, so now all of a sudden you're making your games pure.
Why speak facts when he could be asked if it's coming to PlayStation?
Correct, as he did. You know what I'm saying? So it was not a bad year by any stretch of the imagination, and it disappoints me to hear people say that, dude. I mean, if you could play a remake of Horizon Forgotten West, you could play Gran Turismo 7, which is old ass DLC from 5 years ago, and then God of War is the exact same game from a dude that can't even jump anymore, and you talk all of this shit. No, dude, I have a big problem with that.
Hey, hey, Zink, man, and Unlimited and Tuck. Mm-hmm. How many remakes has Microsoft made? Not too many, but one remake they made that was really good, that was definitely worth the money, was the first Gears of War that they remade. Fucking masterpiece, bro, for the Xbox One. That is worth it.
See, it happened before that, and I caught Sega Man in a lie. This is the first lie I caught him in. Sega Unlimited, dude. The first one was the Master Chief.
Oh yeah, the Master Chief Collection.
remake
Yeah.
of Halo 1. When you could push a button and see what the first game looked like. That was amazing. They
Yeah.
put 2 engines in this game, dude. That was ridiculous, you know? And then they
Okay.
redid
Hey. I was thinking the biggest question is, how much do they charge? Not a
I think it
damn
was
dime.
$50. No, that one I think it was $50. They sold it in November and it was in the top 10.
And guess
Yeah,
what, Zeke? I got mine free. I got the Master Chief Collection free when I got my very first Xbox One, the OG.
I was just about
I
to say
got
that.
mine
Yeah.
free too.
Yeah, and they will
I got Gears Ultimate free when I got my first
Nice.
Xbox One.
Nice.
I think I paid for Gears Ultimate, but you're right, Sega man. Gears Ultimate gave us a brand new act, and the act consists of like 4 stages from the PC version.
Right.
You know, but
Upgraded
Unlimited,
graphics, 60 frames per second, you name it.
and Unlimited's favorite game, The Last of Us. What did we get new from that? Unlimited.
Shit, you got a new way to pay for it. That's what you got.
And now let me ask you this, fellas. Now the biggest thing out of all of this stuff, now even Microsoft have came out and gave Sony some information about how to get their Game Pass better. They even told them that. Told them the same thing what Hebot said to make your Game Pass more attractive. Do the same thing what Xbox is doing. And actually, I got mad at Hebot because I said, like, Hebot, don't. I hope they ain't hearing you, and because I don't want them to hear you at all, because I want Sony to get their ass out of business for good, because everybody knows that that's all they got to do.
Sony's stupid, Tuck, because this is what they did. They spent so much time talking shit about services that now their own fan base don't want it, right? And so they can't make money off it because they were conditioned these last 5 years or so that this ain't sustainable. This ain't how it works. We're not putting our first party games, and so now PlayStation is like, if that's the case, what's the point of paying extra,
right,
for this? You know what I'm saying?
It's a no-brainer.
Yeah. They already conditioned to hate backwards compatibility since Xbox did it and did it better, and to the point that you can even play old games like Ninja Gaiden Black in 4K better than ever on the original Xbox. So they already hate backwards compatibility. So that's not enough to make them pay for the service. Sony is that again a terribly run company. You don't listen. You don't if you want to sell product, don't teach your audience to hate buying stuff. You gotta, if anything, try to foster an image in their head where they think they're getting a great deal. That way, they're willing to spend when they think, oh man, this. So I could spend $15 a month and play 500 games. That sounds unreal. You know what I'm saying? That sounds great. Telling people, man, every game on the server, every game here has at least a 20% discount. That's amazing, right? That's what people. Yeah. That's how you get people to buy. You don't get. Apple doesn't tell their fans, don't buy phones this year and then release a new phone. Well, only Sony is dumb enough to bash services, then release a service that copies when they bash. Just absolute moron.
You got that right.
Correct. And you know something, and it's not just as simple as putting your new games into the service, because even if they're in the service, they're only going to make money at the initial point of sale. Yeah. After point of sale, they make no more income for the service. So you don't have anything to replenish the money to replenish those funds in order to keep the business going. You have to return money back to the business in order to keep it moving.
Right.
And that's why they say we have 10 live service games coming up. Well, what are they? You know, they just saying some shit and the internet is running with it, right? Well, once you
see with Sony, you don't need proof. If that was Xbox, every interview is like, so when are those 10 games? When are they coming? When are those 10 games? Hey,
what's the roadmap?
Yeah, Phil, what games are coming? And they get a roadmap and they still be pissed.
Still pissed. Like we had Aaron Greenberg just wanted to sit back. See that the new people that they put on the marketing team, they're being more observant. And I tell you the truth, man. I shoot messages to Major Nelson on things that we don't like, whether he listens to it or not. But I told you before, I talked to him when we were in Chicago. When they had a show in Chicago, my boy and I went out there, talked to him. I told him my credentials, because I didn't want him to just think I was some crazed fan that we jumped out of line just to take a picture of him. And I'm this 6'5" dude standing next to this guy taking a picture, right? And so we left. And after I told him, what I did and blah blah blah, we left. And we were at the Forza machines, and he came and found us, and we talked again. Yeah, and we talked again about how they should market a few things, and he was really interested, and it worked. So I'd send things to him on what they should do to to promote a few things, and they do it. But they do a lot of the things that we talked about. But what I wanted to say is this: you just can't put games on the PC and expect for you to catch up to Microsoft. They have to make money after that initial point of sale, and that's the part Sony slipped up on. And now people saying, well, they wanted to just prolong things so they could make these live service games so they could get to where Microsoft is. Well, bro, that take about 5 or 6 years to do. And then once you do it, it has to be good. It just can't be some bullshit like Unlimited knows. Mostly like they dogged out Sea of Thieves. When Sea of Thieves told you, we're going to make this game evolve based on how the consumers play, and that's exactly what they did. But people like Rand want to bitch and complain like they didn't read that statement, and they'll say, well, it launched bare bones. Well, now it's more than 30 million people playing the game, and they buying cats and dogs and shit, making a plethora of money for Microsoft and their live service games. That's why you can do that. That's why you can do these things, because people constantly playing these damn games and pumping money into it.
Yeah, exactly. And Sony doesn't have that. They don't know. I'm gonna use a word Colin Moriarty uses, Zinc. They don't know how to cultivate those type of games, right?
Correct. And what you talked about earlier about cultivating games. I was going to mention Colin, but like Minecraft paid $2.4 billion for Minecraft. Now Minecraft is worth north of $20 billion.
Yeah.
Okay. So how is that for cultivation, Colin? And then, you know what? I hate to keep harping on Boomstick because his show is 50-50.
No, go ahead.
He said Microsoft doesn't have kid-friendly games. They got the two most popular kid-friendly games on planet Earth in Minecraft and Roblox. You dumb. And then he keeps talking about Banjo-Kazooie. Microsoft knows their marketing, even though people think they don't. Not Minecraft, but Banjo-Kazooie is free in Rare Replay.
Yeah.
They know how many people play Banjo-Kazooie, So they know if it's time to make another one or not. And I hear that they're supposed to be making Uncharted remake. Really?
What?
Again, if that happens, that's the fourth time. Listen, if that happens, Zink, that'll be the fourth time the game is sold, because it originally launched on PS3. They did the PS4 collection. They did the PS5 collection because I have that BS game when my brother gave me the PlayStation, and now they're going to do another Uncharted. Again, that's so innovative. That's just what I want to hear. Let me pay for the same things I just paid for
again with no multiplayer.
Why they keep doing that, man? Why they keep doing that, man?
Because them games don't make money, and so this is just a last-ditch effort to either break even or get whatever little scraps they can.
Exactly. Instead of making a multiplayer component with microtransactions in a good game, see, it costs to make a good game where people are going to keep coming back to it. And though we don't play Call of Duty like that anymore, they had 9 studios on Call of Duty, man.
Yep.
That's what it takes to make games like that. It is expensive to make Halo, especially, and it's a console exclusive. It takes a lot of money and a lot of resources to make such a thing. And everybody complained about Halo Infinite. Where is Sony's competitor? Where is their equivalent to Halo? They don't have one. Because like Unlimited said, Haze, MAG, Killzone, SOCOM, Resistance are all dead. And then you hear people in a on Boomstick show talking about all they have to do is bring back Resistance. It failed once.
Yeah.
But you tell me how great Insomniac is. Insomniac made that bullshit.
Hey, Zinc, excellent point. And that's what drives me crazy, right? Is that for some reason, I keep saying it, Zinc, everybody has faith in Sony, but Sony themselves. Everybody swears up and down. They make it seem so simple, too. All Sony's got to do is bring back X first-person shooter. No. Guys, the game is dead for a reason. All right? Have you notice why this stuff is dead, right? Because it failed. And then in case like Resistance, they made 3 fucking games and none of them took off. Killzone had like 6 games in its history, none of them took off. At what point, and Sony learned the obvious question, at what point do we keep sinking money into these failed projects? And you want them to do it again? Not only do you want them to do it again, you think PlayStation fans, who again been conditioned to hate certain games, are going to line up and all of a sudden like games that's going to compete with Halo when historically they've never been able to do that. I mean, come on, it's nothing is ever that damn simple. And the gaming community, Zinc, just seems to not really put 2 and 2 together. That a lot of this stuff isn't as simple as, hey, we greenlight a game and it comes out in a year. That doesn't happen.
And you know what? It in combination with what you just said, and where is it at? Deploy 619 said the PS5 is a remaster system because they have no games. Hey, but let's go with the remaster system. Think about what they came out with this year. This generation. Miles Morales.
Yeah.
It's DLC. We talked about God of War. We talked about what's that game? Gran Turismo. We talked about Horizon.
What about the other games, Hank? Did that win anything? Hucklebuck? That win anything?
What Hucklebuck? What game?
Hucklebuck. What's that called? Strays or
Stray? Well, hey, you just threw a monkey wrench in my whole plan, because at least that's a new game, but that's not made by them. Yeah. But the thing is, everything they're making is a remake or DLC of something. Mm-hmm. It's nothing drastically different. Same goes for Ratchet and Clank. That's the 17th time that game released. And they starting to make these remakes of The Last of Us. They added on the Ghost of Tsushima, and there's no real difference in what they're doing. Like we were talking before you got here in the green room, I like Halo Infinite as my game of the year, and it's different because they made Halo vertical now. You could go to the highest of heights, and then you could run across the mountain and fall into a cave with enemies in it. And find a way to get out of that cave, but you're at the bottom of this mountain and you have to run around to the top of the mountain. Halo never did that before, and so it's multiple ways things were made, and there are differences in the way Xbox has come back with their sequel titles. There's no real difference in what Sony has come up with.
Nope.
There's no real difference in it. So it is a remake.
Look, man, the PlayStation fans have been in a crisis because whenever you get their honest thoughts, they don't think the games are as good as they pretend it are. Horizon Forbidden Entertainment. This feels exactly like the first one. Yeah, that's because it was. God of War. This looks like a PlayStation 4 game. Yeah, because it literally released on a PlayStation 4. What do you think that means, right? And then as a PlayStation 5 owner, one of the issues I have is when I look at games, all of it is remasters, remakes, or stuff like that. Uncharted Collection, Horizon, God of War, Ghost of Tsushima released in like 2020. And then less than a year later, they released a PlayStation 5 version. You know what I'm saying?
Director's cut.
Yeah, same with Death Stranding. Again, resold on the PlayStation 5. You go on the PlayStation Store right now, you could pay for The Last of Us remaster and remake, which makes no sense to me, right? And that's all they offer is the same old same genre and everything. Oh, but Sony game, I soon saw somebody say this BS to me, Zink. Sony games have variety. It's just that their story's so good people don't realize it.
What?
I kid you not.
Like that, my
And I couldn't even respond to that. I was like, man, if that's what you think, then be my guest. Be my guest.
Hey, Adam Zink, and you know one thing that this what really bothers me about the media, and you notice this ever since they came out with the new where you can make your own maps on Halo now.
Oh, Forge.
You're not bitching no more.
Oh,
you know how when they turned around and talked about how the people was bitching about Halo not doing this, Halo not doing that. You haven't heard nobody say not one damn word since they started making where people can make their own maps now. You haven't heard not one damn word.
And you know what? Even I've heard because I'm only up on that because it's a couple people I watch that bring out everything new that they do, and nobody is talking about it because it's so effective, and not only because of Forge, but the last surprise update they made. Mitt Blitz and a couple others said this is the biggest release yet, and it's bigger than the release when they released Forge. So now they're rolling, but people always want to hold, like Unlimited said, Microsoft to a higher standard, and everybody act like the COVID-19 pandemic did not happen, and it mostly affected Halo. What's that? A Cyberpunk. And Cyberpunk went ahead and was like, hey, we're going to throw this shit out here. Halo said, well, we'll come back. We'll cut a few things and we'll put this out next year and continue to build on the game. But if you don't think for 1 second that COVID pandemic did not ruin a lot of things, and it honestly set back society a year and a half. And I told somebody else this, my favorite candy is these Michigan cherries. They're gone by Brock's. I haven't seen them. I haven't seen them since the pandemic hit. I haven't seen them. So I mean, we lost a lot of things. This is one great restaurant in Oak Brook called the Clubhouse. It's an upscale place. You take your significant other there, and it'll run you about $130. It's gone. We lost a lot of shit. So
I'm still upset, man. This barbecue joint that was like 5 minutes from me went down during the pandemic, man.
We lost 3 barbecue joints.
See, the Texas economy could sustain most barbecue joints, but we can't save them all, no matter how much brisket we eat.
Yeah, and dude, it's this. I saw this one dude at the gym, and he said, and he was one of those essential workers, and he said, man, my wife and I stopped cooking. We wanted to try and support all of the restaurants as much as we could because it was so bad. Yeah, it was that bad. He and his wife, because he made good money at the steel mill, and he was like, "Hey, we just said, hey, we'll make this sacrifice. We're getting paid when no one else is, so we're just going to order food to eat, all the time." And they did. Yep. So, but I commend them for doing what they did. But I knew it was coming, and I don't even play Halo because Firefight is my thing, or the campaign. Now, when Firefight come out, that's when you'll see me move away from Gears a little bit and play Firefight more.
Well, you remember they used to ridicule, others Inc. They used to ridicule Halo 5 and how they didn't like that. How they didn't like Locke being.
Oh heck yeah!
That was had a lot to do with racial.
You still hear that today too. They still say it today. And
I still knock them down. And Tuckmaster's favorite, Ryan McCaffrey, he spearheaded the hate of Coulter as Locke. because they came out with that short series show, and he was hating on that bitch. And so soon as Halo 5 comes out, no, they don't want him to be a lead, but they wanted to be critical of that game and say, we want to play as the Master Chief. But years before that, they were tired of the Master Chief. So
Yeah.
the other game came out. I'm forgetting how am I forgetting the name of a Halo game?
ODST or 4?
No, not ODST,
Reach?
the other one. Reach. Yeah, so they can't. Master Chief wasn't even in that game. Then
Yeah,
you saw
he
him
wasn't.
at the end. You saw him at the end when Noble Six gave him Cortana, you know? And where was nobody was bitching, and nobody was bitching about ODST.
Yeah, nobody was complaining.
Nobody was complaining. And you know, that was the lowest form. I mean, they weren't even Spartans, you know, but all of a sudden a black dude take the lead, and now we have a problem.
Now we got a problem, man.
Yep.
Mm.
Halo
That's a
5
damn
to me
shame.
was a good game.
That's a
I like
damn
it. I
shame.
like
I love that game.
I like the lore of it, knowing about his team, you know,
Mhm.
the
Yeah.
history. It was a
And that's
good
the
game.
thing. That's the thing, Sega man. Everybody talk about story. There's no video game story better than the Halo universe unless you put Mass Effect in there, because
Right.
that was coming along. I
Right.
mean, the game is deep. It has 40 plus novels to this game.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, that is extensive. There are many races, and let's do a new legal, and call some more people out. Gaz, Gaming Addict, having a problem with the Halo story. They said the story wasn't finished. The Halo universe will never be finished. We just came across a new faction that's worse than the Flood. There's no enemy worse than the Flood. So when Cortana said, you know, there's enemies out here that's worse than the Flood, I'm like, what the fuck? That's impossible. Okay, but
Yeah.
if they say it is, it must be. So
Well-
of course you're not going to see the end of this story. That's like putting the end to the universe. It's a lot going on here, you know. So I'm like, no,
I
dude.
mean, you look at the Adam Zane, you look at the other game that took heat too, Mafia 3. It took heat, had a black guy in it.
Oh, I
That
didn't know
game
that
that had
one.
no reason to take no heat like that.
Oh, I
That was a
love
good
that
game
game.
as far as I'm concerned.
Oh, I
that's a
love
good
that game.
That's
Now-
a good game.
Now, to be fair to Mafia 3, and it was happening to me too, it was crashing when it first came out,
Mhm.
and they ended up fixing it. So towards the end of my playthrough, it stopped crashing. But yeah, that's I'll say this. People always talking about broken games, this, and that. That is the only game, Mafia 3, that I could genuinely say, from my experience at least, that the game was broken upon release. Other than that, whenever I see broken games, I almost never, ever have the same issues. I play them and the games be perfectly fine, right? Like people are saying Saints Row is broken. I played the hell out of that game. No issues, no crashing, no nothing, right? But Mafia 3, that's the one game, even though I love that game, that game, you could kill the clan in it. That mission won me over. Right, you literally go to one of their meetings. They even had a burning cross and everything. You just start gunning them all down. After that mission, I was like, okay, I can't. I never played. So GTA didn't even let me do something like that, man.
Yeah, that's crazy, dude. And you know, I heard about that. I just didn't get around to playing it. One of my boys played it.
But people were. It was controversial too.
Yeah.
At the moment, I was like,
yeah,
and I was laughing. So I was like, dog.
Yeah, and that's what I like about games, man. You have to have multiple options to complete a task.
Mhm.
That's when I started liking A Plague's Tale.
Yeah.
When I did something off script, I said, okay, now I'm in. And see, and this is why I like the chat. What's up, Smitty Smith? Well, we all know he's a dog, but it's this new guy in the mix. I ran in the mix, you know, recently, and he, you know, listening to the conversation, and he said this: campaign AI coming to Forge, so you will have unlimited levels of firefight and campaign also. And see, and that's the thing. I'm glad he brought that out, because I forgot about that when I was speaking of Halo. Now, how do you implement all of these features in the game and people talk all this shit? You know what I'm saying? And that's one of the things I was waiting on to jump in one of these dope ass created worlds that the fan base has created and just throw AI out there. I just hope you could throw multiple AI out there other than just Spartans. I hope it can, it could be the races of everything, that gives you the variety of gameplay that Halo offers. But when you have these many things going on in the game, and you don't appreciate that, see, that's the evolution of gaming. That's moving
Yeah.
gaming way forward, something that we haven't been able to do on the console. And you want to complain about it, it's offensive.
Agreed. And that's why that's why I love Gears 5, man. Gears 5 had all this content, new modes like Escape. I was blown away because I could only name a handful of games at most that has the level of content Gears 5 had, man. That game was incredible.
And like you said, you compared Mafia to GTA. And you guys know I don't like GTA, but I said that was a game of the generation, and I don't even like that shit.
Yeah.
But I played 10 hours of it, and when you can golf for 6 hours and it's good enough to where it wasn't garbage, and you could just drive around and see all of this shit happening. I completed one mission just to get some achievement points. I was blown away by the options you had in this game. And then, later on, they put this multiplayer component to it.
Mhm.
And it's just, all of the things. And when you listen to people talk about GTA, everybody has something different to say.
Yeah.
And that's when people talk about $70 games. That's a $70 game when it's that multifaceted. Halo, you have that many options. Gears, you have that many options. When you have multiple options, that's how I equate price. Not just one dimension.
Yeah, I'm with you there, man. I'm with you there. For me, really, as long as the game is good, I it's hard pressed for me to care too much, Zinc. You know what I'm saying? Because it's entertainment. You know what I'm saying? It's entertainment.
Correct.
And I'll say this, as a consumer, how I spend my dollar will always be the most important factor when it comes to buying stuff. But I honestly I buy a ton of games, and I rarely find them. I can't remember the last time I bought a game and I felt like I wasted my money. Let's put it that way.
Oh yeah, because we know what we want to buy. Yeah. Good point.
It's been a minute since I've had that experience. It was some Japanese game that I bought. I know that. That's the last time that I could remember. I just don't remember what Japanese game. Where I need
Hebot for this, but since you saying that, the last time I wasted my money is I was at Toys R Us. The box looked good, so I bought Gremlins for $50. It was not a good game.
Yeah.
Guys, remember, this is taking it back. I don't know if you guys probably had it down. It was called Children's Palace.
I heard of that before, I think.
It's like Toys R Us, but it was called Children's Palace. And it might have been down here. I'm not sure, but we did have Toys R Us, Children's Palace, and I forgot the other one. Was there one called? Was it called KB Toys?
KB Toys.
I remember KB Toys.
Remember KB Toys?
Yes.
Yeah.
I remember. I used to live near Hollywood Video. I miss Hollywood Video. I used to live
Hollywood
super close.
Video.
Yeah. See, and so for a number of years, I had a membership with Hollywood Video, and they had a game store built in to it then too. I used to love that place.
Yeah, we had those as well. You said that video place, Sega Man. Ours was called Video Palace. And it was a mom and pop store that's still open today.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, I can't believe it. I think the dad died, but they kept that place going, man.
Man,
so called Video Palace.
That's what's up though, because a lot of the mom and pop places are gone.
Absolutely.
You know.
See, my favorite, my favorite comic spot went under, man, and I used to be cool with the owner, man. He was a big dude, man, but he had a big ass heart. He was real cool.
I think you told us about that.
Yeah, when he passed, unfortunately, the comic store went under not long after.
Mhm.
But man, his spot. Ooh, I love going there. I used to go there. 'Cause I used to repo cars, right? And
I told my mother about that.
yeah, so I used to repo cars at night. So before I start working, I go hit up the comic spot, hang out there for a minute, maybe buy some comics, read some comics, and talk with the fellas. Then go off to work looking for cars, man, looking for cars. And I don't miss that job at all. But
I bet you don't.
I did love hanging out at the comic spot during them years though before I worked.
Mhm.
Hey, Unlimited, not to get off topic since you were telling me and other Zinc and Tuck, man, when you did that job, did you have to hem people up?
After what?
Did you have to
Hem
hem
people up like
because,
fight them.
they
Oh,
try to fight you and be like,
Sega man, do you know how many times I had guns pulled on me? That's why I ended up leaving. The pay was great, especially in my like early 20s, late teens when I started it. I started in my early 20s, right? So the pay was great at that age when you're like 21, 22. But after 4 years of stuff like fighting and having guns put on me, cops follow. Like there's one time I had a cop fucking just straight up follow me, right?
Really?
After 4 years of that, I was like, I need to do something with my life.
Yeah, well, I won't be telling my mother that because she'll think that I'm talking to criminals. Like, and you the good guy, but getting a gun pulled on you. My mother don't play that, dude.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, see, man, I still, man. Oh man,
Unlimited. That's a like you said, the money's good, but it is a dangerous job.
Dangerous, man.
Yeah,
having guns pulling on you. Yeah, because you remember those shows. What's that one show called? Toe something. I forgot the name of it, but it was popular. But yeah, man,
I know what you're talking about.
Crazy, trying to kick your ass, trying to stop you from taking their car. I forgot the name of it.
That's why I work specifically at night because most of the time, you know what I'm saying? Because you know people be sleeping. I could deal with them waking up one day. What the fuck happened with my car? I can't deal with all that.
Taking their car from the mall.
Yeah.
I see that happening all the time, man. You know they work at the mall and somebody come pick their car up.
So the way it used to work for me, Zinc, I used to be all around Houston. So one day I'd be say on the east side, you know, or next around downtown area. I used to hate downtown. I used to hate downtown so much because especially if I worked on a weekend. And just trying to get cars and everybody out and looking at you and all that shit. Oh, I used to hate weekends.
I bet.
Yeah, my favorite areas were always the more suburban areas, you know, because people don't be going outside these days. Well, back at that time or something. So that was fine, but and then anywhere that was pretty public, I hated or apartments. Their apartments also hate it, man. But I'm glad them days are over.
I bet you are, man.
Yeah, I'll take crunching numbers any day of the week than that shit.
Absolutely, and nowadays it's way worse because people kill you for walking by their car.
Yeah,
shoot at your ass. You know, versus actually touching it. You know.
Yeah. I don't know. I wonder how that would work nowadays, man. That must be crazy now. People.
Well, hey, brothers, I know we're going to probably go soon. I'm going to probably get some dinner here soon. I know you guys want to do something, but I wanted to ask you as a quick question. We're getting closer and closer to Christmas. So have all you brothers bought the games you want? Are you guys, I know you probably got it. What are you getting, like your family, like that game, the ones that your family, that game? Is there anything that you guys are wanting to get for Christmas or before Christmas, man? Is there anything you guys are still looking for or anything like that?
No, I'm done. I'm done with my game shopping for the year.
Okay.
Yeah. You know, we get things all the time. We don't celebrate Christmas, but we hang out. My family does, but you know, I've always bought my kids things when they came out. You just had to do what I told you to do. You know, and I didn't ask you to do shit out of the ordinary. I didn't even ask you to clean your room or do you get this. It's just, you know, if you playing basketball, get to practice. You have homework to do your homework. You have to have good grades. And as long as they do that, you know, I'm going to get you what you want. Yeah. You know, even my kids are still older and I still pay for my son's phone bill.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just don't do dumb shit. You
Yeah.
know, and I want you to just have a good time, man, and just enjoy life without doing stupid shit. And the most gratifying thing is when I'm at home and I see their name pop up on Xbox Live and they're in college. I'm like, cool, they playing the game and they
Yeah.
not out doing something stupid as shit.
Yeah. See, I respect that, man. When I was in college, I worked when I went after I did the repo thing, I worked at a hospital while I was in school, and I did night shift there. Just patient transportation, moving around and all the other stuff whenever they needed to go to hospitals and stuff like that, right? And I did that during school, and I would sleep in my car, go to class, go try to get homework done, and then went to work every night, worked all night from 11 to 7 a.m., man. So yeah. So
And that's why I told my mother, because she's a big time educator and she put a lot of pressure on her siblings and us. And she would respect that hustle, to do what you had to do to try and make it either way it goes, whether you were in a trade or going to school. The old people respect hustle like that because they had to do a lot of things, for us to get here.
Yeah.
Of course, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I you know what, it seems like going towards Christmas, it seems like there's going to be a few more like probably last minute sales, digitally probably too.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm still looking at them TVs, man. I might
Oh,
go
I
ahead
thought
and just
you got one limited. You still looking?
nah. I might go ahead and just get that OLED. That's what I'm thinking. Just go ahead and drop the little extra. I see some of them are on sale too. So
which one what brand you getting?
Either LG, because my brother had the LG C1 and that thing is gorgeous.
It's the best one.
Yes, either that or I like the Samsung LGs I've seen as well. And
those are quantum dots, the Samsungs.
Yeah.
You just have the C1 is ready. That quantum dot Samsung is ready, but you just have to make sure the hertz so it'll handle 120 frames per second games and things like that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so that's where I'm at with the TV.
Oh, that's nice, man. And what size is it?
I'm going for a 65-inch.
Damn, bro, that's pretty good.
Yeah, mine is 55.
Really good.
Yeah, see, because I tried 55 Zing, I just couldn't see anything.
Your space is maybe different. My space is big enough for a 55. If it were a little bigger, like my boy, he had to get a 65 or a 75 because his gaming area was bigger than mine.
Yeah, exactly. And like I said, man, I'm one of them people. I kick back on the couch and game.
Right, my feet up like a mug, and I was chilling in Sega Man. My thing boo. I'm like, what Sega Man need? Well, what do you need? We having a show. I was like, well, I'm turning my shit off.
That's just like me, guys. I have a weird. Mine's a weird inch. It's a 58-inch Samsung, but I got it last year. It was actually at the right time because my last one went. It was way too old, and my wife has. We do the Best Buy card thing.
Yeah.
And I got a 58-inch. It was Super Bowl time, so I got a good deal.
Yeah, you definitely.
That's when they go on sale a lot, Super Bowl. So I got a really good deal on my TV.
Yeah,
it's at the right time too, unlimited. Right at the right time too.
Smitty Smith said OLED is the truth, and it is. Even though I'm a Samsung fan, I know that C1 and now the new C2 is the best out there. But a C1 is good because you'll be able to get all of the power you need, a great TV, and it'll be more palatable to your wallet.
Yeah, exactly. I don't mind spending, but I ain't trying to spend too crazy either.
Yeah, you want to, you can get like if you look good and stuff like you can get pretty good deals. And that one you sound like you're getting, it's going to be pretty goddamn good, man. I forgot what he has, but he has one that's
he has the Vizio.
Yeah,
because he told me about it. I remember he told me about it, and then then when I looked it up, they don't have anywhere in any Best Buy, or they're sold out. Even online, they're sold out. So
wow,
Vizio came a long way. They came up as a budget TV to being a very good TV.
Yeah, whatever happened to companies like Panasonic?
I don't know, man.
They didn't adapt to the time. Like you know, we could close it on a video game note. Like what's your boy's name for Microsoft? The lead attorney that's the vice president. What's his
Brad
name? Brad Smith.
Yeah.
He said, "Hey, Sony is like Blockbuster, and Panasonic is like Blockbuster. They, you know, you gotta keep moving with the time, and I guess they just didn't do it."
Yeah.
You know what? Unlimited. There, you know, back in the day, there was some great companies out there. I used to like
They were great.
Yeah, and I used to like a company called Fisher, but
Yeah.
I don't think Fisher makes anything anymore. You know, I used to love that, man. I had
Yeah, they used to be okay. They were okay. I
Yeah.
think Fisher, didn't they make stereos?
Yeah, they made stereos, receivers,
Yeah.
boom boxes, and then there was Pioneer.
Yep. And we went with Onkyo.
Onkyo yes.
And Marantz and
I have a Yamaha
things
receiver.
Yeah, Yamaha is good. Denon.
Yeah, Denon's top notch, bro. You're gonna pay for that.
Yeah, you're gonna pay for Onkyo, Yamaha, Marantz. You know, depending on what Pioneer you get, a Pioneer Elite. I have that now because I don't know what happened to Onkyo. I think Onkyo bought Pioneer or Pioneer bought Onkyo, and when that pandemic hit, you couldn't find one. So I wound up getting a Pioneer.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's
all
good.
right,
The Pioneer Elite is fire.
All right, fellas. It was a great show, man.
Yeah.
We're gonna close out, man, because it's around 5 o'clock, man.
Rain G4 said Fisher Price.
No, Rain, you crazy, bro. You crazy, man. No Fisher Price, man. Hey, man, when we was younger and it was hard times, right? My mom's, you know, there was a store called real quick. There was a store called Murphy's Mart, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was like this, like a 5 and dime store, and they used to have these cheap stereos in it. This before I even owned a stereo, man. And I wanted this one stereo. It was called a Sound Design. It was like
I remember that.
Yeah, it was a real cheap brand of stereo when those big ones were out, and my mom couldn't afford it, so she got me the Sound Designs. And let me tell you, man, I took care of that mug, man, for a long time. Kept it for a long time, bro, because I wanted a stereo so bad. You know what I mean? That was even just a tad bit pricey. But
hey, man, you know what? She gave. It's like my kids do. She gave you something, and you appreciated it.
Yeah.
You know,
man.
my kids there, my son appreciates what you give him, but you know, he's a little more reckless than my daughter. But you know, he was a kid when I bought him an Xbox when he was 4 years old. The first disc he scratched was a Call of Duty disc. And you remember if you moved the Xbox, the second Xbox we had, if you moved it, it would scratch the disc.
Yeah.
And he scratched it and he looked so sad. And I said, "You haven't ruined anything all your life." I said, "We're about to go and get another Call of Duty right now." Hopped in the car, bought him a brand new game, and I said, "But you don't move your Xbox anymore with the game disc in it." And he never did it again. He ruined one game. He's 23 now and ruined one game when he was like 7 or 8.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but you appreciated what your mother gave you.
Oh man,
that's why you took care of that shit.
I most definitely did, man. I did. Yeah. You know, but we're gonna get out of here, man. Let's see. We're gonna do our our outros, man. I'll give shout out to the chat after my brothers are done. Tuck, man. We're getting ready to leave, brother. Is there anything before you do is there anything else you want to say, man? Because we're getting ready to get out of here, get something to eat, go do what we gotta do. Are you ready to go?
Yeah, I'm ready to go.
All right, brother. Go ahead and do your outro.
Okay, this your boy DJ Tucker Master 785, Original Pony Killer. Fuck Sony. That's all I gotta say.
My man's been doing that for so long, man. Before I even did Podcast Others Inc. and Unlimited, before I ever knew you brothers, I watched him on T Reaper. T Reaper had a little podcast back in the day, man. He had this little podcast with him and some other dude. I didn't know who the other dude was. But he's always had that same slogan, and that was way back in like 2013, bro. Even around then, he's always said that. I like that about Tuck because he's original, man. He doesn't change nothing, dude. It's the same thing all the time, man. I love it, man. I love it, man. All right, brother. Unlimited, man. Tell everybody where they can find you.
Yeah, that's right. It's your boy Unlimited Production, man, where I do my show, The Unlimited Truth. I ain't
Yes.
never doing that late night shit I did with Hebot this week, though. But what
I
happened?
watched that shit too. Unlimited.
Yeah,
I was cracking up.
I mean, it was a great show. It was a great show, but we didn't get started till like 1 a.m. And I hit him up. I hit him up at like 11 because I'm thinking, okay, we could do from like 11 to 12.
Yeah.
We didn't get started till like 1 and finish at 2:30, 2:40.
Golly.
I was like, I was so tired at work the next day. I was like, I ain't doing this shit again, man. if he don't hit me up at a reasonable time next time, I'll just say, hey, man, we could do it next time.
And that's the thing Unlimited about he's so much on the road and dedicated and doing stuff for his family and everything. He's a night owl. He even has problems sleeping even when he at night. That's why he's up
I heard that.
all hours of the night, because he has a hard time sleeping, and he's doing stuff for everybody. And you know what I mean? He's always up. He's always up, man. He's lucky if he gets some sleep at that late at night, bro. He really is. He's lucky.
Yeah.
You know, but our brother Other Zinc, man, thank you for coming, man, on the podcast, brother. You know, anytime. If you're available, if I see you on, if you're available, I'll send you a link, brother, whenever you want to come on, man. You know, you can always you're always welcome to come on, man. You're part of Exile, you're part of Alpha 2 and the Unlimited Truth, man. We got next. When our brother Hebot does it or even has time, you know, and even the lines then with our brother Tuckmaster, man. Hey, brother, as always, man, thank you for coming, man, and spitting that great game, man. Tell everybody where they can find you.
Well, they know they can find me in the chat. I'm a product of the chat. I hang out with you guys and 100.
Yeah. Hey, but before we go, if you don't mind me just showing one more thing on stream.
Let's do it.
Go
Hold on,
ahead.
let me get over here.
Just
See this.
one last thing. That's
Go
it.
ahead,
Then,
man.
then we
Go
can
ahead,
call it a
Unlimited.
night.
All right.
Let me share my screen.
All right.
This is kind of mind blowing seeing it in person.
All right. All right, let me put it on.
Look at that price.
God damn, bro.
But hold on. The Series X is $250. That thing is $90 less. What the fuck am I looking at here?
Yeah,
The
man.
PlayStation 4 $340. The Series X $250.
That's not even including tax.
Yeah. No, I was just looking real quick. I had to show this, Zinc. This is, what am I looking at, man? A $90 difference for a, oh my God.
And to close it out, where are these podcasters at discussing Sony's shenanigans?
Yeah.
On this shit.
How is this bullshit console from a 2013 hardware, 10-year-old hardware, $90 more expensive than a next gen console?
That's crazy.
That is insane. But yet you bitching about Microsoft raising $10 on next gen games.
Yeah.
Unreal, man. I just
They were the first ones to raise the fucking price of their games.
Hey, next show you have Unlimited, start with that shit right there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely, man. I sorry to drag it on a bit there.
No,
man,
that's a good drag.
I saw that. I had to show it on screen, man, because that I mean, I know it's one thing when you hear it, Zinc. It's a different thing where you see it, man. But if you don't got an Xbox, if you ain't Team Xbox now, I can't help you. I can't help you.
Hey, Unlimited, we said it before, man. Hey, everybody out there, man, that's listening, man. Not even people not in the chat. If you are a true gamer and you want to get into gaming, man, and you want to get into next gen with the next gen,
correct, next gen game,
next gen, man, you need to get that Series S, bro, and get that Ultimate Game Pass. It's a win-win, bro. Look at what our brother Unlimited just showed. A last gen system. And the price hike on that damn thing, and look at the new gen we're in now, the next gen system you can get right now, man. For
a next gen system, and you could play every damn game for I'm sure you would get it for $1, or a free trial of Game Pass.
Yeah.
Throw $15 at it, you playing 400 games.
Even if you get Call of Duty. The Call of Duty on the Series S is going to run better than that PlayStation 4 for $90 cheaper.
Yeah.
Great point.
Yeah, man, I'm telling y'all, man, y'all need the Microsoft, man. Like I said, like my slogan, we're eating good over here, man. We are eating very good over here, especially if you're a gamer too that's on a budget. You know what I'm saying? That can't afford like that PlayStation 4. You can be in playing next gen gaming, the future of gaming, which is the Xbox Series S and X, at an entry price that could probably fit your wallet, bruh. With that damn Ultimate Game Pass, man, you can't beat it. You can't beat it, man.
Tony's holding back gaming, man. I'm sorry, that's holding
Oh
back
man,
gaming.
yeah, I can't wait to pick this up because we need to start where we left off, right there, holding back gaming.
Yeah.
All right, brothers. All right, brothers. A quick shot, man, out to Deploy that was in here. Unlimited, seen us in here and came in and joined us, man. Vodka was in here, man. Our brother Sega Forever with the Wrecking Crew podcast that we're a part of. When we do it, we have some mad crazy time on there, man. And I try to hang with the big dogs, man. We stay on late too, man. At one time, your boy caught some Z's, because I just got off work, but I try to hang in there with my boy Sega Forever because he's been on here forever, man. Go check out his channel. He's a great dude, especially for Xbox, man. This dude is a great dude. Check out my brother Sega Forever, man. With the Wrecking Crew podcast, we got Louis Frog was in here. Frag was in here, man. Mm-hmm. We got our who else we got in here? We got Anthony Chipmunk. He came in and joined us. Mr. Kima, as always, salute to you, my brother. Who else we got? Oh, is this a girl? Dakota? What's her name? Right here?
Yeah.
No, that's Dia. Yeah, that's the lady.
Yeah. That's a girl?
Dia 4568. Yeah.
All right, that's cool. Hey, thank you very much for coming and checking out my podcast. Please come back again and join us whenever you can. I really appreciate it. We'd like to hear everybody's opinion. It doesn't have to be all brothers in here. The girls are welcome too. The women are welcome too to come in and chop up game with us because they're gamers too, and they matter in the gaming community. So you're always welcome here. You always have a home here. Voice your opinion, whatever you want to talk about. I really appreciate you coming and joining us, man. We got this
Dia is a real one. Dia 4568 is a real one.
She real
it was some new one like In the Mix. I saw him on other shows.
Yeah. This dude right here, who's this?
70 Not the Move.
He must be new, but thank you, brother, for joining us, man. I really appreciate it, man.
Yeah, that's a new one.
Yeah,
that's cool,
Yep.
Peltrex, he's been here with us for since day one.
Yeah.
He's been in here rocking out with us, man. Smitty Smith was in here. Salute to Smitty Smith. He's a very good brother out here in the gaming community, man.
I don't think you mentioned this guy. He just showed up. Aurora of Time.
Yeah, Aurora of Time.
Hey, yes. What's up, Aurora? Yeah, he be on my videos. Yeah,
Aurora's cool, man. Big shout out to Aurora. I'm at the top of the chat, Aurora. I wasn't going to leave you out, my brother. Thank you for coming and joining us, man. He's a good dude out here. Our brother that always be cracking me up, dude. Rain G4 be cracking me up, man. That dude.
Don't drive when Rain G4 is in the chat, dude. I happen to look down. He said some wild shit, dude. Hey, man. Gotta be careful driving and drinking, and this motherfucker's lurking in the chat somewhere.
Man, Rain be on them other shows. What is it? GWG. They be
everything.
Like, we ain't putting that up, Rain. Why you guys say stuff like that, Rain? We ain't putting that up.
Right. Rain and I cut up in there when I'm not working. We can act a complete fool in the ladies podcast, GWG.
Yeah, what's her name?
Delilah.
Lady Infamous is like,
Lady
we ain't going there, Rain. We ain't doing that. We ain't doing that, Rain. Big shout out to Rain. Craig Simmons TV, man. Thank you for coming and joining. I hope you feel better, man. I heard you was under the weather, brother. I hope you feel better so you can get back to your cooking. You be making everybody hungry, man. You know what I'm saying? When you be cooking on the grill, big shouts out to him. You know what I'm saying?
And didn't somebody pass away this week from a video gamer?
Really?
Or it was the voice of Batman or something.
Yeah,
somebody
voice of Batman.
Oh, and then one of my favorites, Christy Alley, passed away.
Yeah, bro.
I love that chick.
Yeah, that blew me away.
Shout out to them.
You know who else passed away? Tina Turner's son.
Oh man,
just came out.
He passed away yesterday.
There's been a lot of movie stars, brothers, that have been dying in December. Back to back. The dude that played in Walker, Texas Ranger, the brother, he died.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he died too. And what's his name from Power Rangers?
Yeah, he committed suicide.
Oh, that's right. The Green Ranger. Man.
And the girl from what is it called that comes on TNT or TBS that show I like Charm, the show Charm, but it's before Charm. What was that show called? It was the two dudes. It was like a show like Charm, but it was called something else. I can't remember of it right now. But the girl that played in that show, she died. I think she had leukemia.
And the last one, as I understand it, Brittany Griner is either on her way back to the States or she's out.
Yeah, she's coming home, man. So yeah, it's that's a good thing. On a good note to close out the show. Yeah, Brittany Griner's coming home. Big shouts out to T Reaper too, man. And again, Aurora of Time. Thank you for coming, man. And guys, check out our Christmas podcast. Like I said, that's coming up this upcoming weekend. I will not be in attendance, but I'm still going to have E-Rock send me a link. I'll have it on the phone. So if when I'm at with my family, we have a little party thing going on for the holidays. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to jump in and chop it up with my boys for a few minutes, just to be present, during the show, man. Big shouts out to Hebot, man. I hope you're doing well, man. And brother E-Rock, the Don King of Xbox, E-Rock X, man, Fire Boss, all you good brothers out here, man. All right, so we're going to get out of here, guys. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Peace and love, guys. Xbox for life. We don't die. We multiply. And always remember, baby, we're eating good over here. We're eating good over here. Peace.
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 Peace.